Just some minutes after I had posted my last video in which I spoke about some surprising benefits of the communal test that we had developed, a pastor contacted me through Facebook and asked me, how do we deal with people who don't like to work with these tools? And I shared with him how I typically respond when I am confronted with such a situation. It's basically 3 steps. Number 1, I make it overly clear that I haven't the slightest zeal to win anyone for a specific tool, be it a book or a test or typology or a specific church model. In NCD, we make a strict distinction between the principles that we teach, which usually are biblically seen, non-negotiables, and the tools we have developed that are supposed to help us apply these principles. And as a boss of NCD, I'm very consistent in carefully watching that this distinction is applied. You really cannot argue against the principles that natural church development teaches. I mean, it's really not at our disposal whether or not we want to apply loving relationships or passionate spirituality or gift-based ministry. These are clearly biblical principles. And even from a viewpoint of pure common sense, it would be very difficult to argue against them. This is simply what we have to do as Christians. When it comes to the tools that we or others have developed, it's something altogether different. No one has to use them. Let's face it, Paul never used a 3-color gift test, nor a spiritual style test, nor a fruit of the spirit test, and he did a remarkable job. Just look at the fruit of his ministry. Number 2. Once I am fully convinced that people believe me, that I don't want to sell them a tool that they neither want nor need, I go a step further. I challenge them to demonstrate to me how they achieve the respective goals better. Could be quicker or smarter or more spiritual or more sustainable with other tools or without using any tool. I ask this question because I want to authentically learn from their experiences in order to improve my own practice. And I don't exclude the possibility that throughout this process they may learn from me as well. Well, throughout my ministry I have applied these 2 steps. These aren't really new learning experiences. But the 3rd step is, number 3, I don't mind if people get angry with me because of my consistency in asking step 2 questions again and again. Our job as Christians is not to get absorbed by endless discussions. Our job is to bring fruit, and to bring fruit that lasts. In the past few years, I've dealt extensively with the biblical teaching and especially Jesus' teaching on fruit. And in that area, I have discovered a very demanding Jesus. Very demanding. So that's the question of all questions, and not which church model we may follow or which tools we may apply.